Hey everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I'm going to apologize now, my voice is not right. I'm fighting a cold, but I'm pushing through because I need to get this clock done. This is an order, so if you hear me sucking on something, it is a cough drop, I promise, just so I can get through the video. This was ordered from my friend Jan for her sister-in-law. So she's blessing her with a gift because her sister-in-law decided to sell her house and move out of state. And I guess they're leaving in just a couple weeks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling good, but I'm going to get that clock done for you. And I know she wanted a beach one. And I just happened to have promised you guys a beach one on the last clock video. But before I start that, I just want to say thank you to Bunny Croft. So this was sitting on my counter the other day. This is the crushed crystal that you guys all know that I love. It's not even open yet. And I'm like, where did that come from? Because Don's always opening packages and just leaving them all over the counter. And he's like, well, it came from Amazon. I said, but I didn't order that. He goes, well, you must have because it came. And I'm like, nope, where's the package? So I went through the package. I'm like, there's got to be a note. And this is it, a gift for you. Hopefully this is the unicorn white crystal you like. I got it and it looks like the right stuff from Bunny Croft. So you guys, I have to say, everybody, you guys are the best. You guys are the best viewers I've ever watched on anybody's channel. You guys are constantly blessing me with things and I feel bad I can't give back to all of you. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for thinking of me in your times when I don't even know. They just kind of come and I just feel humbled and I'm grateful and I just love all of you guys. So what I'm going to do on this clock, I'm going to do sand and then the water. I don't think I'm going to be doing waves because I can't do waves upside down. So we're just going to do two-tone water, sand. She wanted some seashells. I took out a shark's tooth here and a starfish. Here's some seashells and things. But I didn't want to put these underneath and then pour wet sand on it because I didn't want them to get swallowed up by the sand when that goes in there. My idea is to kind of mimic my friends. She did a really pretty beach clock. And instead of going straight across, and I don't think I'm going to fill these lines because that's just going to like break up the whole scene of the beach. So I'm not going to fill these two lines in this time. I'm going to just kind of go at an angle with the sand, but I'm going to put these down with UV resin first, get them where I want them, where I think they should be, mix up some resin and some sand, pour that in, and let that cure first before we do anything else. So, you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. I'm just using Let's Resin, UV resin. This is just the normal one, clear hard type. It's not the high viscosity or anything. And I'm just going to kind of place these upside down because this is the back of the clock and this is the front of the tooth. I guess I should place everything where I kind of want it. I don't know. It's so hard to do upside down. That's the challenge here. These are really pretty pearlescent shells that I bought at a local beach store down on Venice Island. So that's where those came from. Let me see. Let me go see what other kind of shells that I have. I found this little package here. So I'm just going to kind of put them down, I don't know, randomly. Usually things look better in threes. It's just so hard to do. And then I'll put UV resin on them when I'm done placing them. I don't know if I should put a pearl in there. The only thing I don't like about these particular pearls is they have holes in them. I didn't buy these pearls. Somebody gave them to me, so I don't always use them. I like the ones with no holes. Maybe I should put them in the bottom. I'm just going to mess around with this for a little while. I'm not going to bore you, so I'll be right back as soon as I'm done. All right, I think that's good enough. I don't want to overdo it. It's a small clock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift them up. Let me grab the other half of my light. should probably put this on the little shelf here because I'm going to put resin underneath the shells as well as on top of them because I don't want the shells poking out of the other side of the resin when I pour real resin in there. So I'm just going to lift them up one at a time, left-handed, which I'm not. This one I'm kind of wanting the water. Whoops. Not really in the sand because I think the sand is going to kind of go this way from up to down. I'm just going to kind of do that. Maybe I'll just pour it on and mix them around. What do you think about that idea? Let's see. I did put a pearl in there. I just made sure that the holes were facing sideways. And I don't want the little opening of the shell on the front either, so I'm flipping those around. All right. And this way, this light will cure from the top and the bottom at the same time, and I won't have to do this twice. And it's basically, like I said, it's so when I pour the sand and resin over it, that the sand and resin won't swallow them in the final product. Because it shouldn't be able to penetrate. We'll find out. I don't know. This is just my theory. Whether I'm right or not, I've been wrong a lot in the past. Okay, that's good. Now make sure your little doohickeys on the sides are lined up with these little doohickeys. That's today's scientific word, doohickey. That way when you turn your light on, both sides go on. And mine is not lined up somehow. Because it doesn't do you any good. There it goes. Now it's lined up. Okay, I'm going to give this a couple minutes while I mix up some regular resin and some sand. As I was stirring, I was thinking, well, I have to think of it backwards. Like I said, that's the front on the bottom, and this is the back. And I wanted like sparkle in the sand. You know how sometimes I'll sprinkle like glitter on the top of the sand on a finished piece, but I can't do that on this one. And I really wanted to use this glitter glass that Renee gave to me, this silver German glitter glass, which is really, really sparkly. But if I mix it into the resin and the sand, it's gonna get lost. So my brainiac idea is I'm going to smear some of this UV resin on here. Maybe I'll use these cute little brushes. I'll use these. And then I'll sprinkle the glitter glass in. And it shouldn't get lost. That's my theory about it anyway. So let's just, I'm going to try to do it with my fingers. I don't want a lot, just a little bit. Just to sparkle it up a little bit. And then I'm going to move it around because I don't want it all like in one clump there. And then we'll re-cure it while I mix my sand in the resin. I've got my resin ready. I'm using my regular casting resin. No rhyme or reason. I could have used fast cure. You can use any kind because bubbles don't really matter in sand. But since it's late at night and I'm not going to be doing the second layer, I'm just going to let it cure slow. So let me cure that while we put some sand in. So I mixed up 2 ounces. And I'm going to pack it a lot because when I'm asleep tonight and it decides it wants to move, I don't want it to move. So I want it really dense so it can't move. If you leave it really like soupy, it's definitely gonna kind of spread out on you. And this is probably way too much, so I'll just make some extras with it, but I didn't really know. I probably only needed 1 ounce because I got to use a lot of sand. So just stir in. If you want it really thick, just stir it until it's like a paste. But make sure it's all coated. And if you want to make sure, just let it sit for a minute and you'll see like all the clear that's not condensed with sand or mixed with sand will come to the surface, which tells me that I need more sand. I don't want that clear layer at all. It's getting there. Let's just let it sit for a second. And I'm still getting a little thin layer of clear come to the surface. I'm definitely going to have extras. Oh my gosh. We'll figure out something to do with it. This looks pretty thick now. I have a lot of it, but it's pretty thick. Yeah, I think that'll do. I don't think it's going to move much. If it does, I'm going to sit here for a few minutes. Let me make sure this is done so I can move it out of the way. Yep. Everything's in place, so we're going to move our light. And start placing a little bit of sand in here. Yeah, I have a ton of sand left. Don't need that much because you don't need to make the clock extra heavy for no reason. What do I want to do here? Let me get that out of there. Let's see. I don't want just like a straight line. I don't know how well it's going to be curvy when I leave it alone. Just squishing it down there. Hopefully I have no blank spots, otherwise we'll be filling them in on the other side. See, it's spreading a little bit. See how it just spread? So I guess I'm just going to have to let it spread. I should have put a little more sand in, but now I have a ton left over. I have like 2 ounces. I should try to make a little, I need 2 ounces for that popular little elk moose thing. See what he looks like made out of sand. So the whole time I thought the video was running, it was not running. So basically I'm going to come back and tell you what I did without showing you what I did. So because this was running, I took some paper towels and I basically blotted all the extra resin off the top. In doing that, it stopped everything from moving. So it stopped like flowing. So I can manipulate the pattern or the seashore, however you want to say it, however I want to now without it moving. And then I filled up my little moose guy. We're all calling it a moose. However, somebody found this. It's on Etsy and they're calling it cartoon elk. So if you go on Etsy, she's probably going to sell out now and not know why. It's called the cartoon elk. It's on Etsy. Etsy also had 4-inch hole punches. 2 people sent me the 4-inch hole punches. There was maybe, I think 10 or 12 left when they told me about it. That was about a week ago. I immediately put it on my Facebook group, the link. They're probably gone by now, but the company, I guess, said they sell them as fast as they get them. So if you want that, and I could still find the link to the 4-inch hole cutter for the paper punch, I'll put that there. I'll try to find this link and put that down there. So yeah, if you want to search Etsy, it's called Cartoon Elk Silicone Mold. And I'll get you the 4-inch hole punch. You might have to go on a waiting list for that by the time you're seeing this. I don't know. Hopefully you're on my Facebook group and then you don't miss things because I'm always a week delayed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let this cure overnight and we'll come back at it tomorrow. It's been about 18 hours. Everything is cured. We'll demold this stuff. I did put some in some pendants. So if I have blue, I will fill these up. Because I did have more sand and I didn't want to just toss it. So that's what I did with that. But we'll demold these all together with everything else. So I'm just going to get them out of my way for now. I am feeling better today though. I am still using cough drops just to keep my voice okay for the video. So I decided I'm going to use Renee's UV wave technique today for the first time ever on video. If I embarrass myself, I embarrass myself, but I'm thinking if I can make a wave now and cure it with the cells in it and everything, and then pour my blues over the back of that, then it'll look like I did my wave on top. You know what I mean? I could make a complete fool of myself. You guys know I don't practice anything outside of videos because when I'm learning, you're learning. So we're going to learn this together. So what I'm going to do is get my white mixed up in here. I just need a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm using the ocean white. This makes great cells in your waves. And I'm going to use the same resin I used yesterday, the UV resin, to blow it out. And I don't know if I could save it and it's a disaster, then I'll try to save it. If not, I will just start the whole clock over. It's a learning experience, and I really want a wave on here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the UV resin just to the edge here, because that's where the wave would be crashing anyway. So that's what I'm going to do, because I always go along an edge with my white. Now I know this big thing is in the center, and that's the only thing I'm worried about, because it's going to kind of mess up the wave. I'm just going to put enough out here so when I use my heat gun, it has somewhere to go. I don't know. I'm so nervous. I don't know if this is going to work. It worked for Renee, so why would it be any different, right? So I'm just going to take this, put my little, oops, I got something in there. Put my little line of wave right here. And we're going to heat gun it and see what happens. Ready? Well, that's not what I was going for. But I'm going to give it a minute here. There's not enough resin in here. It looks like I need a whole layer because I blew it all to the front. So I'm going to blow it backward and see if I can fix this. Looks a little better. I pulled it back from the top. Let's grab my alcohol. Kind of spritz it to try to get those cells I want. I'm not seeing them happen though. I may end up emptying this out, trying to save this. Let me just try one more time. I know I'm ruining it now. This is just not the right mold to do this in. And of course I'm running out of alcohol. I need to go fill my alcohol up. Let me see. Last chance. Doesn't look like it's going to work, you guys. Not the way I want it to. So I'm going to empty this. I'll just empty it in here because it's not going to cure. Then I will like kind of wipe it. I don't need to get it all out because I don't mind a little bit of the white. Actually, what I'm going to do is just, it's going right behind on the sand, which is fine because that is the sand. And I don't mind a little white showing, which I don't think any will because it's kind of drained. So then I'm just going to take my UV light and cure it just like it is now. Grab my light. That way I can pour the resin. So that technique does not work on this clock. Not with that thin resin anyway. Maybe if I use the thicker resin, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to try it again. So I got that cured, and I actually like the little leftover drips of just barely white because it kind of looks like splashes. So I'm going to leave it just like that. There's a little bit of white here. But out of curiosity, which I should have done in the first place, I'm going to take this coaster mold. This is my high viscosity. And I'm just going to do the same thing I just did. Yes, I am wasting resin, but we don't know unless we do it right. I'm just going to put a little bit of the high viscosity. This is the thicker one because I'm thinking, like, while it was curing, I'm like, why wouldn't that have worked? And then I realized when I do my waves in real epoxy, I wait for my epoxy to set up and get really thick. So why I use the thin epoxy or the UV resin, I don't know. So I shouldn't have used that one. So this is the thicker one. And this may actually work now that I'm using the thicker one. So let's try it over here. I don't want to do it in her clock. I don't want her clock to be a guinea pig again, even though I think I'm going to like the outcome. Happy accident that I just made on it. But let's just see over here what happens. I didn't mix up a whole lot of white. Not that you need a lot, especially I'm only got like an inch to blow it. So let's see what happens. And that is what I was looking for. Now it doesn't have the cells yet. Generally, I get that with a torch. I think this one is, I don't really want to torch it that thin though. I probably just fused it. You can get cells with a torch or even with alcohol spray, like I said. There's some cells that I would like. And then you would just cure it as soon as you're happy with the cells. See, that's what I was going for. I don't want to do it again on there though because I've already got that look going. So I'm just going to cure this while I mix up some resin. So now we know, you guys, I used the wrong resin. Make sure you use the high viscosity UV resin when you're doing UV waves. Do not use the clear hard type. I can't, it must be the sickness. My brain wasn't thinking because I knew better. I knew I needed thicker resin. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. So I'm sorry, Jan. I still think it's going to look really cool. I see all these little white spots. I think it's going to look great. If not, we're going to make you another one. So let me mix up some resin for the blues and get that curing so we can unmold this thing and see what we got. So here it is cured. I am curious to see what the other side looks like. So it does look pretty good, actually, as if you're looking at it, is because it would have been upside down anyway. So it would have definitely passed for waves had I used the right resin the first time. Kind of kicking myself. Anyway, now you know. So I mixed up 10 ounces and I split it 6 and 4 because most of it's going to be the lighter blue and just a little bit of the dark blue at the top. Now, she said she likes the colors aqua and turquoise, and I just happen to have an aqua and turquoise. I just can't remember which one is the lighter one. So I'm going to just test it on a paper towel real quick before I put it in my resin. All right, so the turquoise is the greener color. So then the blue one is going to be the darker one. So we're going to do, I'm going to put all my color in, and I'm actually going to probably put in, I want this darker, all my color and then my sparkle, because I do want it to sparkle. I'm pretty sure I remember correctly that she likes sparkle. There must be resin on the tip of this because it's not coming out great. Should probably poke it with another thumbtack real quick. There we go. So let me mix these up. Once I get the sparkle in them and mix them up, I am putting them through my vacuum chamber because I don't want any bubbles in there. Just want to get them the right color first. You probably won't see a whole lot of sparkle in it, but I want a little bit. I'm just going to put this on a paper towel to see what color I'm working with. That's pretty. That looks pretty good. And then let's do the blue. I think I'll need more blue, but let's just try it first. Hopefully these are the colors she had in mind when she told me these names. I think they are. And they'll blend pretty good together because they're going to come to that point where they're going to blend anyway. I already know this one needs more. A lot going in there. Now I'm curious to see what this is going to look like unmolded. I don't want to have to redo it, but I will if I have to. Let's see. That looks pretty good. Of course, you can't see the green next to it anymore. So I'm just going to stick a little bit of my crushed crystal in here because I know she likes shimmer. Not a lot. A little bit in there. Little bit in there, remix it, and vacuum it. Ready to pour? So what I think I'm going to do is kind of pour it together because I'm going to start the green first. I kind of want them to meet there, but kind of stay in their own spot. You know what I mean? They also want to fill it up. Beautiful and clear. Let me check it from the side. Yep, that is perfect. And that's it. I've got extra. So I'm going to scoop this up and try to get some into these pendants. Some of them might just get blue, but we're going to try to share the green a little bit. Actually, what I want to do is just kind of blend it a little bit. I hope this comes out like the vision in my head. Although my head is full of a cold, so I don't know how good that vision is. All right, let's drip some of this into the pendants. I'll fix the camera in just a second. I just realized you probably can't see what I'm doing. Oops, sorry. Got to move some stuff here. All right, is that better? That's a little better. I think I'll have enough green for all of them. Plenty. More than plenty. Okay. Wipe that and do the blue. I got plenty of blue left. I'll have to find something else to do with it. I don't want to fill too much blue into these because I'm going to top coat them with UV resin anyway. So I just kind of want that blending to happen. I want more of the green because it's going to kind of go away here. That is a really pretty combination. I think it's perfect for ocean water. Perfect color combination. Good choice. All right, I'm going to just spritz them. I don't think I need to because I don't see any bubbles. It should be crystal clear when we unmold this. I use my casting resin, this one here. For that, I didn't use my fast cure. It's just the normal one. I use the ones that come with the pump. So a lot of new people to my channel, I love the pump one. I don't use the pumps a lot because I use big amounts. But those of you who have arthritis in your hands or any kind of physical ailments that stop you from lifting heavy jugs, these pump ones are awesome for that because you just pump the top and it's calibrated for, I can't remember, 10 or 20 milliliters at a time. Just check it when you get it. And then you just count your pumps. You don't have to lift anything. So that's why I love this one. Plus you can pour it an inch deep without worrying about flash curing. So those are two big benefits. Also, there's a discount code. If you guys remember, use the discount code in my description box. You'll get 10% off your molds and your tools and your resin through Let's Resin. So definitely check that out. There's discount codes for Estoyo, and you can get their stand mixer that I love so much, or their heat mats, or their mica powders, whatever. There's a 10% discount code in there for that as well. All right, I'm going to find something to do with this. I don't have much left, 1 ounce. And then I will see you when this is ready to demold. I'm excited now because I think it's going to look pretty good. Everything is cured, you guys. I'm so excited yet nervous to do this. So while I was waiting for this to cool down, I demolded these things, which I'll show you. 3 little roses. Really pretty. Love these roses. Can you tell? I keep making them. Now this one is the blue and green together. Look at that sparkle. And this one is the blue. I actually like the blue and green one better. Shockingly. So those are really pretty. I did end up with bubbles on the back of this one though. I don't know if it's from the heat mat or what, I don't know, but there are little bubbles on there. And then look at these. These I top coated with UV resin while I was waiting and added a little charm. Here's 4. Little mermaid. They're nice and see-through. I just love these sand ones. Starfish, seahorse, a seashell. I did trim a little bit off the edges. I didn't coat the backs though. The backs came out pretty good. But those are those 4, the larger ones. And then I got a turtle and 2 small sand ones with a starfish. So some lucky people out there will get these who place orders with me. Are you ready? I'm not ready. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous about the white. I keep peeking on the front, but I can't really see through the silicone. So it's time to do it. All right. I hope it's okay. All right, ready? Oh, that looks good. Oh, sorry. Look at that. Just enough wave that it looks like it's crashing on the beach. There's the little shark's tooth and some seashells. Those came out beautiful. And the little pearl in the corner. You could see the diamond dust. What was that? That was this glitter glass. Remember, I sprinkled the glitter glass in here. So you see it on the surface. Here's some more seashells. And then look at the transition of color. And there's the wave that I liked crashing. I don't know if you could see it. I'm pretty thrilled with it. You could see just a little bit of white that was in there. And I think that's perfect. I do. Now, I don't have the face. I have a gold face. I'm waiting on silver to come in. So if she wants silver, she's going to have to wait a couple days. But let me get the gold face so you guys can see what it looks like. Here it is with the gold. Actually, gold goes pretty good with it because of the sand. So that looks pretty nice. Now, if she wants any trim on this, I can always do like my metallic pens. But honestly, I don't think I would do that because you don't want to break up that ocean feel. You know what I mean? There's the starfish. So see, UV resining then in place gave it a layer between the mold and the sand and the shell. So that's why it didn't get swallowed up by all the sand in there. Here's the side view. You can see all the glitter in the back. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Now I'm just looking for the glitter in there in the front, but it's definitely a sparkle, but it's not overwhelming. Well, I'm happy with it. I'm going to send pictures to Jan tonight. See what she thinks. If she hates it, I'll be redoing it. All right, you guys. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed the beach clock. If you guys try them, let me see yours. I want to see what you guys do to them. There's not a whole lot you could do on this tiny little mold. So yeah, I'm interested to see them. So share them on the Facebook group. All right, I will see you tomorrow. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.